like a thing of like when you're younger, you're more excitable about certain things, so you talk faster.
Mm.
But maybe that's me being like, maybe that's my boomer moment. Maybe I'm like older now, and so that's what I assume. Good chance of that.
Yeah, I
All
don't think I don't know any teenagers.
young kids eat ketchup lollipops.
What the fuck?
The
Uh,
fuck is a ketchup lollipop?
I don't know. It just sounds like something our grandparents did. Like they had ketchup lollipops.
I could
You
see that.
know that
Yeah.
yeah, that actually that tracks.
I'm gonna put the link there.
That is full on like Great Depression dessert. Don't forget your ketchup lollipops.
And they made them by like sticking the ketchup in the snow because they didn't even have
Because they didn't have the refrigeration for it. Yeah.
That's depressing.
So it wasn't even like a real ice pop. It would
No.
just melt slower. It would like fall down the piece of wood because they didn't have popsicle sticks. It was probably just a piece of wood, like maybe even toothpicks or something.
It's like a cocktail weenie version of a popsicle.
Yep. I accidentally put the start time is 6:30. I originally intended to have it start at 6, and then it just worked out better to just have that. So it almost looks like I planned it.
Yeah, look at the
Yeah.
bright side. We're early.
Don't you
Yeah.
have don't you have a hard stop time?
I would have to be at Katie's at 7 o'clock, and I can't watch this movie at 8 times speed and really get because they already talk fast. So I'm just gonna go there and I'm just gonna watch Nicholas John. He's really good at music.
Yeah, he's really good.
Uh so I know it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna bring any of my stuff, and they're gonna say, "Hey, I got your spot," and I'm gonna say, "Well, I'll just make it up
Who
on
told you to do
stage."
that?
That it's happened. That kind of thing happens to me more than doing what I planned. Like the last two shows that I did at Governor's, they didn't have a working outlet for me to plug my amp into, but wanted me to do music. And I had to explain to them that I couldn't use a microphone for the guitar and my voice. Like that's not how sound works. And so I just ran with it. That said, I don't even remember what I did. The next one was like a competition, like a Long Island laugh off, and the outlet didn't have electricity going to it. So I did my set about Stevie Wonder. Just kind of came up with it there. And went on stage and did it, and it did really well. But it's more about the turnout that you bring than the material you bring.
Oh yeah.
So I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, okay. You didn't even bring me an outlet. Like, bring me people, bring me electricity.
Mm.
Like the bar was electricity, and I talked to him at the end, and he goes, "You know what you should have done? You should have brought your own freestanding self-powered amplification device." I'm like, oh.
A generator?
I'm like, oh, you want me to bring a battery-powered PA system to play acoustic guitar and tell jokes through? I'm like, oh, that's a big investment for the Long Island
Yeah.
laugh off. Like I thought it would be more reasonable to go, hey, you know what you have? Outlets. You know what they should have? Power. And like, no, you're thinking too big. Let's figure out how we can get you self-powered.
Listen, this is the big time, okay? You do well here, you could be at Chuck E. Cheese's in like 2 weeks, you know? Just,
If you can make it here, you can make it 2 more places. It's up to you if you comply.
Wait, do they still have Chuck E. Cheese's?
actually, that's a good question. I
Is
don't
Chuck
know
E.
if they're
Cheese?
they're still around.
I feel like having a food franchise with a mouse just is no longer as popular as it used to be.
Yeah.
Like they had to get rid of so many mascots. I feel like they just became shapes. Like remember when McDonald's used to be supported by a group of characters and now it's just arches? Like that's the only thing about it. Like we're just gold red arches.
Wait, they don't have
True.
Ronald anymore? No, Grimace is there.
You barely see any of the actual characters, especially not Ronald. Like they were like, get that clown away from burgers.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he had bad vibes, but I'm pretty sure Grimace is a big thing.
Well, Grimace is an undeniable character, kind of like Elmo was gonna like Elmo's too good of a character to be buried by Sesame Street.
Least favorite. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna get canceled. Elmo's my least favorite Sesame Street character.
You don't gotta
Dear.
talk to me. I love Follow That Bird, but Elmo's like it's like watching
No.
Pete Davidson blow up. It's like I might not like it, but I know it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Elmo is the Pete Davidson of Sesame Street.
Yeah, that does track. Yeah, that makes sense. Because it used to be the birds like Jim Belushi and Snuffleupagus.
Wait, who is Snuffleupagus?
Like
in terms of comedians, I know who
Hi,
Snuffleupagus
bird.
was. But like, who do we compare him to? Because I'm trying to think of someone who would do more coke than Jim Belushi.
I think Snuffleupagus has to be Chris Farley.
Okay, that's fair. That's accurate. Because we know. I mean, we all know what Snuffy was up to.
Yeah. Like the Count is probably Adam Sandler because he already sounds like he's doing an Adam Sandler voice.
Mm,
1,
true.
2, 3. It's like, oh, what is this? Billy Madison 2?
Oh, and in case anybody was curious, Chuck E. Cheese is still around.
Oh.
It is still a thing. It looks like it lost a lot of places, but there are still Chuck E. Cheese around the country.
Well, they got assaulted on both sides because arcades aren't as popular, and in terms of like fast food restaurants, it's really just there are a few franchises that are local, but for the most part, I feel like there are 2 or 3 that are everywhere, and then others come in situationally. Like I loved Quiznos, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Like
True.
we only have room for 1 sandwich shop in this, and it has to be sandwiches made out of gym mats.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gross.
I was a Little Caesars kid.
Chuck E. Cheese in Hicksville. It's open every day from 11 to 9, and then on Fridays and Saturdays it's open until 10.
Now, I
How
don't
do
want.
you staff it?
Well, that's the thing. I don't think I want to go there. I think I want to work there. I want to go undercover as an animatronic. I just want to, like, I think I could. That's a job I could really pull off. Fake songs on the spot, dressed as a character.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as I could like not wear a sweatshirt, I'll be fine. That's the only thing that holds me back from guitar. Like, I don't have.
I want to know who's staying at a Chuck E. Cheese until 10 o'clock though. Like who is that? They're like 10 o'clock. Like they serve. I know it's a kid's place, but I think they serve beer at Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, really? When I worked at Dave & Buster's, we were open till I think 1, maybe midnight or later, and there were kids. There were kids with their parents all hours.
I think because I'm mixing it up in my head a little bit with Nathan's. I think I remember Nathan sold beer, but I didn't remember if Chuck E. Cheese's. Then again, I didn't go there after I wasn't allowed to go through the small door. Like, this can't be my place. Like, you don't even have a tiny door for me.
Yeah, I vaguely remember like going to a Chuck E. Cheese as a kid and being like, "Oh, the parents all here can have their beer and wine." Like that was a thing.
Okay.
I think they'd probably. I would need it personally. I don't know.
You'd have to.
Heck, yeah. The rat, everything would trigger.
The rat, the screaming kids.
Yeah.
You would need some libations, 100%.
Definitely.
There aren't very many horror-themed restaurants. I think because, like, jump scares aren't good for eating. But I think, like, if you... Like a Planet Hollywood or, like, Planet Deadwood, where it was just a bunch of the characters from movies bringing you food. Like Freddy bringing you soup. That's what they do at Planet Hollywood, but who wants to see Arnold Schwarzenegger when you have like Leatherface? And I'm not talking about Sylvester Stallone. He was there too. Oh.
Okay, so I like this idea of a horror themed restaurant. Um, I would see who would be the host of this
Norman
restaurant?
Bates' mother in the rocking chair, not facing the front, like just the rocking chair with the back facing you, and just a voice.
Creepy.
Gotta be like. I'm trying to think of who else would be good on the phone other than like Ghostface. Like you could have Ghostface call up, like,
Yeah.
"What's your favorite table number?"
Oh, Jason could be in the back cooking, carving up some meats.
Yeah, I think that on like they have like the carving station. That's got to be the Jason area.
Yeah. I feel like he'd be back of house though.
It'd be a pain in the ass to get around him. That's the thing. If he's serving a table, he's taking up the space of a Freddy and probably a Norman Bates.
Yeah.
Like, then again, you get like a leprechaun and some of those demonic toys in there.
Yeah. And like the girl from The Exorcist. What's her name?
Reagan, Ronald
Yeah.
Reagan.
Ronald Reagan.
Which that is a parody I thought about doing, like the
Ronald
Exorcist.
McDonald Reagan.
Oh, Ronald McDonald Reagan is
in The Exorcist. Ronald McDonald Reagan in The Exorcist.
Well, my original thing was to put Ronald Reagan in The Exorcist and have it like go back and forth between the priest and Ronald Reagan as one of the edited trailers. But Ronald McDonald Reagan, I don't know if you can pass up that kind of once in a lifetime idea. Crack my neck. Got my notes out. I'm excited for 16 Candles. I always thought that 16 Candles was one of those it takes place over one day movies.
Yes. Because it's her birthday.
Right? Exactly. That's why I thought. I'm like, 16 Candles. It's probably about the 16th birthday, if I'm just guessing. But it's 2 days.
Is it really 2 days?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right? Like 16.
Oh, it is 2 days. You're absolutely right.
16.001 candles or something. 16.00365 candles.
16 and 1/365th of a year.
16 candles plus wax. Of all the movies that I watched, like I was prepared for this, I guess the best, because not that I've seen Kindergarten Cop more, but in my head before I put the movie on, I already knew so much about the problematic issues of this movie that I was like, oh, I'll know what to look out for. It's really just a matter of how many times. But then I was like, the problematic things are. Well, I was like, the problematic parts are with the character who tries to save the movie. It's a weird. We'll watch it. It'll be a movie.
Yeah, we'll have to. I mean, we'll need to bring it back and sort of have like a breakdown, I think. But like,
oh yeah,
based on my recollections of this movie, nobody's a hero in this movie. They're all bad people.
So it's interesting. We already watched the opening. I will agree. Everyone in that family is terrible. I will note that the alarm clock in the beginning is like an alarm.
Like a bomb alarm. Like
yeah.
There's something like scary about it.
My brother used to say that my having the Halloween theme as the alarm was the scariest alarm. I'm like, no, the siren is. Having a siren alarm clock is the scariest.
John Hughes.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
that's a bomb shelter right there.
Yeah.
Wow. Where was this filmed? Any ideas?
I don't know.
Probably
I mean,
Illinois, right? That's where
Illinois,
all this
Shermer,
stuff.
Illinois.
I think it's where it's supposed to be set. All these ones are there.
Is it the Home Alone house? No.
No, it's I like the exchange, but that kid is talking like some kid who should be older.
Yeah.
I think that's part of his appeal because he's terrible, and I'm like, if he was a mid-teenager, I'd feel better hating him, but he's like 11.
Yeah.
Will, any info on him?
I didn't look up any of the cast at all. I watched it, I made the notes because I'm like, everyone in this movie, I feel like I know. That kid, I don't know. He can't have done anything else by law. I can look it up. And
I have one fun fact about Molly Ringwald.
that she's got banging bangs.
She definitely rocks bangs, 100%. But no, that John Hughes, I guess, had told her that she was like his like prototypical it girl in high school when he was younger, and that was just okay. Like that, nobody talked about it for years. He said this to her when she was like 15 or 16 when she started working with him. And it sort of got glossed over for decades.
Good.
Yeah,
This is the fakest phone call ever.
Weirdo.
They don't say the other person's voice at all. Like you don't hear it at all, and it just feels like the fakest phone call that's ever been faked phone called. And also, that dad was really happy that they talked to his kids about sex at school. I'm like, that's something that they wouldn't be happy about today.
He's just happy he didn't have to do it.
That's exactly. In the 80s, it's like, as long as I don't gotta do it.
Jealousy from a grown man? Get out of here.
Riz check.
Hey. Damn.
He's the coldest character of the movie. This kid just talks about sex all the time.
I don't know. The face he just made was giving me Will vibes, Will Wagner vibes.
No. My female relatives hit way too hard for me to feel comfortable saying that kind of stuff.
The mischievous face he was making, not his hard like breasts. The way he hit that was so rough.
Could be.
Yeah, well, how many lashings is breast in the Will Wagner home when you were a kid?
That could be a full wooden spoon break.
Full wooden spoon?
That could be one broken spoon out of one.
Oh no.
Sick funk bass, almost Stevie Wonder's Higher Ground, but not.
True.
And in the cast, I'd like to introduce Anthony Michael Hall as the geek.
Yeah.
Is he not the nerd?
Oh no, when they're introducing all the cast, they just give who their acting name is. Oh, who is that? Who is that? Who is that? But for Anthony Michael Hall, they give him as the geek.
The geek. That's how you know you made it.
Yeah.
That's how you know you made it in Hollywood. See, I want to bring this back. I feel like not enough people are doing the pocket handhold kind of thing.
It's dangerous.
How so?
Like you're taking someone down with you if you fall.
That's true. Oh, you're right. As the geek. That's crazy.
Wow.
He has a real name in the movie that they call him, and they could have done that, but like, no, we just want you to know. The Geek. Not even like Head Geek. Like, how's John Cusack gotta feel? He's like, I'm geek. I'm sub geek.
Yeah, all his little cohorts, they're like Geek 1, Geek 2.
Yeah.
But he's the geek.
Ever draw on your knee with a marker through the hole in your jeans?
All the time.
Yeah.
I would never store my locker, stuff like that. I mean, I'd throw stuff in there and stuff would fall out, but it would drive me crazy if it was.
My locker was such a mess.
Well, there could be like a lot of paper in there, but it has to be stuck. Like, it can't fall out because I gotta throw my backpack in there and never look back. So there can't be stuff impeding that. Also, the dialogue makes me feel like this is the same universe as High Fidelity.
Yeah.
Is it not?
It's like loosely related. Is John Cusack's in this?
Yep,
Is he his High Fidelity character?
he could be. That's what, like, I'm thinking. The shared universe is always between like 16 Candles and Breakfast Club or like other John Hughes movies. I'm like, it feels a little bit like a High Fidelity thing.
Mm.
And she wants a pink guy. Does she want pink eye or does she want a pink guy?
Yeah, I glossed over that completely.
I was not taking quizzes. If you saw my penmanship in school, you'd be like, oh, that's not for people. So these kind of quizzes would be like torture to whoever had to read them. I think I would play dots more than that. Where you put like 100 dots on a loose leaf paper and you throw it to the person behind you and make one line at a time.
You're supposed to make squares, right?
Yep. That was physics. What a day. Person I played dots with actually introduced me to Deftones and some really great metal music.
Nice.
He's staring at her. That was a smooth cover.
You gotta wipe the drool off your cheek. Trust me, I know.
Like, she did it like an MLB pitcher would. Like, she's shaking off a sign. Like, I gotta give him the curveball. And
by the way, Jake Ryan, we're related. That's my cousin.
So this kind of quiz is a recipe for disaster. It's putting, like, you're asking for trouble filling one of these out in general.
Oh God, please pick it up, bitch.
So nonchalant.
Sorry, excuse my language.
No, it's okay. But like, while Jake was
girl,
staring at her, he's like,
up.
I'm just gonna take her stuff too.
Oh my God.
Okay, so right now, this is where I started going, okay, Jake's the villain of the movie.
Yeah.
They underline the plot.
I think he does know that she exists.
Yeah.
He's a senior in her class as a sophomore.
We had those. I had those. It shows
Typical jock.
Smart.
Shit twice and die. Lou Ferrigno's kid.
Yeah, he looks 28.
Ew, yeah, he's in his 30s.
Okay. There's a wrestling match going on in the background that I want you to pay attention to.
What is going on?
Just a brute chasing around a little boy.
A little kid.
Yeah, that's something that aged the worst. But you know what aged the best? This standing pull-up bar thing and the wrestling match in the background.
Unbelievable.
Hey, this guy's the voice of reason right here.
Well, he should be. He's 28 years old.
Oh my god.
PG.
Boobs. This is PG?
Yep, this is a PG movie.
Okay.
I don't believe it.
They were like, you know what? They put the boing noise in, so that's how we know it for kids.
Well, I guess it's only fair because, like, if you would put men's nipples in the movie, why not? Why not women's nipples?
I was like, Long Duck Dong isn't introduced like that. Is this like a band bus? I know Joan Cusack's on it. Dude, what the hell goes on here?
There's way too much eyebrow motion right there.
Yeah. The next scene is gonna happen pretty quick. So, what are these?
Yeah, what is that?
Two
They're
lasers.
definitely wearing jock straps.
Two
No, that was
lasers
jock
and
straps.
jock straps. That's their role for the whole movie. Like, that's all they do. Like, we just need you to sit in a bus, wear jock straps on your head, and shoot them with lasers.
But you know what? The important thing is they committed.
Yeah, no, they understood the line, they understood the role, and they executed.
And they probably got paid.
Yeah.
Someone had to pay taxes on that role.
Just so you know, we're only 13 minutes into the movie, but it feels like it's been a full school day.
No, you call me first.
Phones that were attached to... This is great. Great music for the introduction.
Oh no.
Just sniffing her?
I don't like the way he blocked her in.
Everything he's doing is like aggressive, and she's responding with harshness. She's giving him an idea like, hey, I am in no way interested.
And we're supposed to, I think, be like, oh, give the nerd a chance. Is that what we're supposed to do?
No, which, like, he's got this like used car salesman type delivery where he doesn't seem like he's genuine.
Yeah.
So he's like trying to diffuse
confidence.
He's trying to diffuse anger and still get what he wants.
Oh my god, Joan Cusack's so good though. She's so good.
She just looks confused by this whole interaction.
Oh, well.
Oh.
Things that aged worse, that line. But her reason to say something terrible was present.
Aww. Okay, is she wearing a neck brace?
Yeah.
I had to wear a back brace when I was a kid because I broke my collarbone, and it was like the worst experience of my life. Yeah. Also, breaking your collarbone is extremely painful, so it sucked.
Now I'm really not gonna do it. Okay, first off, I'd like to announce that These two seem like the most realistic couple in the movie. And also like the sweetest grandparents.
Oh my gosh. She's the best. I feel like she's from Ernest Saves Christmas.
Oh, I think that she was. I think that that's
Yeah.
accurate.
Right?
I think that that's accurate as fuck.
Maybe.
She's 80s grandma.
Yes.
That is genuine. My experience with grandparents.
Subtle.
They're trying to be nice. They're like, you don't look old. Aces. I like how she narrates, like, the movie. Great joke. That's a solid grandpa joke.
I feel like in the 80s, everyone had a wholesome grandma and a sassy chic grandma.
Yeah, like grandma came in and was like, "Hey, you're gonna make her piss her pants. Nice titties." Like that was grandma's introduction.
There's like a sassy grandma and a wholesome grandma in every family.
And that was joke grandpa, and the other grandpa was like, "You get to see his bare legs, grandpa."
Yeah. Legs grandpa and joke grandpa. Every family.
Gong hit 1.
Oh my god.
Gong hit 2.
Second gong.
Oh Lord.
Listen to this kid.
What the? What?
That's crazy.
That is fucked up.
Gets worse. I like to imagine that it's a dance club.
I feel bad for the child actor because I feel like he probably didn't
Gong
know.
hit 3. Show off. Yeah, that's why Mike. We find out several years later he wrote his own lines.
Jesus Christmas. No way. Shit. Fuck. That's so bad.
Yeah. So they've known each other for 6 months and are getting married.
That's very late 80s.
Florida.
80s.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Florida.
I thought I knew the end of your sentence. I was wrong. He's a liar. That's a fair response. He's like, I'm in love. Very Stepford Wives.
You just told her you didn't have time for
Oh,
this.
is that her? That's her sister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sisters don't call each other darling.
No.
Ever.
That's
Yeah,
why I was
this
like,
is
do
strange.
sisters talk like this? I've never been a sister.
No, this is not how it works. I have 2 sisters.
Yeah, that's why some of these conversations have to have sister verification. Ong hit 4. He seems like he's on drugs. Grandpa joke. Dong has only been in this country a short time is a great line. Just as a line.
I love nice grandma so much.
Okay, is this indentured servitude?
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Oh, it is. Can I get away from the conversation while we talk about how you treat your exchange student that you
Yeah,
got
how
to
These
do your
daily
laundry?
practices.
Dong hit 3. 5, sorry.
It's easy to lose. It's easy to lose count.
It was like the third at that table. Okay, so this is a universe where everyone has a fake relationship with a partner who doesn't know. Like, she's with Jake, the geek is with her, and the girl is with Jake. They make this his theme, and at first I liked it, but it's in the movie a lot. And I thought this was like a high school dance. Some of those kids look like they're in middle school.
Oh, I forgot John Cusack is geek number 2.
Oh yeah. John Cusack is putting in the work though. Out of all the actors in this scene who aren't Anthony Michael Paul, he's the one doing the best job. And I love this song.
Yes, incredible.
I mean, the soundtrack is top tier.
This song always makes me think of The Wedding Singer.
Me too.
That is probably my favorite Adam Sandler movie. It's Happy Gilmore for like rewatchability, but the best one, I like The Wedding Singer. I don't know.
Was what?
Anthony Michael Hall is the most, like, he's drawn to be the most adorable part of the movie.
He's such a jerk. Ew!
Like, he's very much like the Napoleon Dynamite with too much confidence.
Oh no.
Like in most of these movies, there'd be a scene where they talk down to him and they call him names so you could feel sympathy, but they just skip that. What the fuck?
Oh, no, no, no. No, no, no.
And there he goes back to his group of mixed age kids from anywhere from 6th to 10th grade. Or actually, they got to be freshmen, right? He's supposed to be like 1 year younger than her.
I think they're supposed to be freshmen.
And Jake's 2 years older.
You know, thinking about it, my high school was 7 through 12.
That
So
could be a situation here. They're all really aggressive. They go from video to underpants. They skipped audio or pictures. They were like, no, it's either video or underpants. You can't fake those. And
Wow, caught him.
it was a good music cue there. I gotta ask, did 80s relationships often involve underwear trades? I wasn't in relationships in the 80s that did that.
What are you talking about? It's universal proof, Will.
Okay.
You only have underpants of the people that you hook up with.
So this happens also, like this almost exact scene happens in Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah.
Only I think it's Booger instead of having a booger on his chin. The character Booger does this in Revenge of the Nerds. They didn't have time for a gong hit that time.
Wow.
That's his relaxation routine.
Jake Ryan is a terrible actor. What a description.
come to think of it, I think leading boys in these movies were sometimes just really
Terrible.
terrible. And in a lot of chick flicks, I would imagine.
Well, the line, if it's okay with my dad, she's coming home with me, is incredible. It's just said by somebody who is, this is a little bit like trying to trap an animal more than it is a courtship. Like if I get a box and I put a stick under it and I put a carrot in it and I pull the stick at the right time, I got a girlfriend.
But is that not how your first relationship started? That seems pretty accurate for me, actually.
No, I was promised to my cousin's neighbor at age 3, so they had a fake wedding, and I was like, I can't be in the right place.
This isn't where I parked my car.
This isn't where I put my big wheel. Like, she's doing so much with no lines. And she also looks much older than John Cusack.
True.
Like, normally they look the same age, or even he looks a little older, I think. You're the one I want to bug should be like an endearing line, but instead it's like,
Can I be honest with you? Get the hell out of here.
yeah. The walkaway scenes aged the best. Like when she leaves, every time she leaves, it's the right move. So there she goes over to auto shop just to hang out in the car, and she still can't get away.
Tertiary location.
Oh, it wasn't a load bearing shelf. John Mayer did this as an intro to a song called Covered in Rain when I saw him in Central Park.
This song?
Yeah, because I think that this is originally by Hendrix, right?
I can't really hear it. Aww.
Oh yeah, this is Hendrix. I could just barely hear it.
He's trying so hard. Like it's a good representation of that kid.
Yeah.
This is like the first redeemable moment for him for the whole movie.
Don't worry, he'll ruin it.
Yeah. This is just like fucking Breakfast Club. Only instead of crying about a lamp, it's like him having the bender reveal. Like pretending it's something big but it's nothing. He makes a move with the leg.
Yeah, that's aggressive.
And then he says, "Pardon me."
Yeah. Why is she like, it's okay, I'd kick his butt? That's not a no.
And then he goes back to the leg.
Yeah. Really, he took that "it's okay" very literally.
Ooh, girl, no.
Ew.
Oh no.
It's an interesting tease for a PG movie. Poozer?
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
A poozer.
Yeah. I like the word, but it's fucking not a word, right? Is it supposed to be
Maybe
poser?
John Hughes is trying to get it to catch on.
Stop saying poozer, geek. It's not gonna happen.
As a completely normal person. You're subhuman, but you could fix that. Like,
Uh,
so she would totally be down to bang him if Jake Ryan didn't exist.
Not entirely a lie.
Good voice squeak. So
This is before I thought you were a human being.
yeah.
So their trade was, you give me advice, I'll give you my underpants.
Made out like a bandit right there.
Like, that's pretty much how therapists lose their license.
Why? What? Is this a teacher?
No, that's his girlfriend.
No, these were the boobs we saw earlier.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
Maybe
no,
This is
she's
Jake's
in her
girl.
We can
late
only hope that she's 28 like his gym buddy.
Yeah, she's mid to late 20s, I feel.
Okay, right now, this is her first lines of the movie, and I'd like to already give her a nomination as overactor of the movie. Wicked fight. How Boston was that?
Oh God.
We're gonna get in a wicked fight.
Not my people's finest word, okay?
So she just got rid of her underpants. She's like, "Can I have a cigarette?" She's skipping the sex part of this.
I love your shirt was unironically the best intro.
Yep.
Definitely.
The moral of the story is that Jake does nothing, and he continues to be in a relationship he hates, and it only helps him the whole movie.
The whole movie.
Like, if I told you the plot of this movie is a guy leaving his girlfriend for another girl who just turned 16, you'd be like, oh, how old was his previous girlfriend? I don't know, 28? Oh.
Yikes. Big yikes.
She
Big
she
yikes.
couldn't say words because she likes him, and he couldn't say words because words are difficult. See? No words there, just pointing.
It happens to the best of us.
Who hasn't been there, honestly?
$1 for a view of stolen underpants.
That's a lot of money in the 80s, too.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
With inflation. Like, they call him Farmer Ted and Father Ted. They call him Ted, but in the credits, just like the geek.
It's fitting.
And then there's another gong hit, and Turning Japanese is playing. Uh-oh. Loaning me the donger is a fine line. Just, if it wasn't in this movie and someone in the movie said, "Oh, thanks for loaning me the donger," I'd be like, "Pauly Shore?" Like Chuck E. Cheese.
I love the mafia music in the background.
Yep. And this is the first time they're meeting for a wedding that's been for a relationship of 6 months. Someone's definitely pregnant, right? Like, that's like 6 months ago. They're getting married now. Parents meeting for the first time. This is a shotgun wedding.
I feel like the anti-Italian nature of this is a little weird. Like,
It's a parody. But when you see how they treat the donger,
I know.
you're like, this is just who they are as people. They're like,
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they didn't have the Irish guy come out and like kick his feet and jump in the air and ask for a gold coin.
Yeah.
Like they had so many more opportunities to make this worse. I have no idea where they're boogieing. That's disrespectful. It's a little bit reminiscent of the 10 Things I Hate About You scene, where a guy has a party at his house that he doesn't want to have. A little bit Can't Hardly Wait-ish.
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking Can't Hardly Wait.
Who is she introducing him to that don't already know them? And
No one's listening.
there's also a jockstrap, Joan Cusack, showing why she's going for one of the 3 stars of the movie. She wants to be one of the 3 stars.
So fun. Oh, in Mean Girls, there's a party that Katie
Yep.
Heron doesn't want.
Um, 17 again, right? That the Zac Efron classic.
I didn't see it. I guess I'm not a true Efron fan.
It is probably one of my favorite Matthew Perry movies.
Yeah.
In a weird way, because he didn't do as many quality movies. I liked 3 to Tango more than I should have.
I liked the whole 9 yards.
Whole 9 yards, of course. I feel like he didn't get a good chance.
Oh.
Wait, his mom has him on walkie-talkie? That is like 80s cell phones.
Cell phone.
This is wonderful. That is a great line. It's so stupid. It is
So
such irrational confidence.
Yeah, the amount of unearned confidence this kid has.
Close your brawn.
Yeah, what was that? Close your bone?
I don't know. Like I think he's just making up words. Up, gong hit.
Like a real poozer.
Like a real poozer.
He's a real boozer.
Maybe he's Canadian. He's a poser. Your dong's out. Up, things that age the worst. Okay, so they're looking forward to death.
This guy's kind of a party pooper, a party poozer.
Party pooser. So now this is where Jake ups his villainy count. Fucking, I love the grandparents.
I'm like kind of relating to them a little bit right now.
Oh, he just said eat me and hung up. So Jake just prank called these old grandparents late at night.
Oh my god.
And she just heard eat me.
Oh my god.
Oh, now you did it.
That's a very good cover.
Yeah.
That's a very good cover.
Oh, what happens to him?
That's a jump scare right there. They just had it in and out. Like
I'm sorry.
Donger's riding her backwards on an exercise
Donger's truly
machine.
the best.
Gets the one line in.
And they're a cute couple too.
The thing is, she goes, "I can run a five flat 40," and he's like, "I want to go with you to work out while we're drunk. Like we're drunk, let's fucking exercise." I'd get drunk and go running, and I would be a danger to myself, but I would feel responsible.
No comment.
That's not Ali Sheedy. And I also had in my notes, Donger knows what's up.
Huh.
Her coherency comes and goes. I don't know if it's great drunk acting or terrible drunk acting.
Is the other one I'm sorry, I always recognize people. Is she It'll come to me. It'll come to me if she comes back.
This is the right response.
Wow, he hit all those big words.
Yep.
He looks like there's nothing behind his eyes, and I'm scared.
He's looked like his hard drive's full. Like assertive. I like it.
Hell yeah, Granny.
Grandma held it down.
She didn't even let him get a word in.
Jake shouldn't have called a bunch of times. That's on him.
And he said, "Eat me."
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah. That's a bad opening line to give to anyone's grandparents, bro.
Yeah.
When a drunk person says, "Promise you won't get mad at me," that's my favorite time of any night.
Yeah.
Yeah. The actress with like the long earrings. Ooh, they should kiss.
Yeah.
Sorry. The actress with the long earrings is the owner of an NBA
Gong
team.
hit. Okay, that's not secured. That I'm not mad at her form. I'm mad at her preparation. And she was one of my favorite characters in the movie so far. Before she Home Alone 2'd it. I'm sorry, you were saying.
What's the problem with Home Alone 2? What happens in Home Alone 2?
No, they just break down the house. Like they put holes through the floor that go down to the basement.
Mm.
He
Yeah.
doesn't even look phased by this, which is crazy.
He was like, "Oh, I was hoping Samantha would pick up her phone. Luckily, I hate my family." Like, the moral of the story is everyone who Jake loves in this movie suffers. Like the girl he's dating just got her hair cut and he wants nothing to do with her. And he's the reason she got her hair cut because he closed the door. Fucking zero fucks to give. Like, oh, she wrecked the house? I don't care about my family. Joke's on her. And you just know because it's the 80s, Jake's family's blaming the donger for the damage done to the house.
100%. 100%.
What a squeal. He was trapped in
Yeah,
it like Superman did in Superman 2 when he threw those other superheroes into space on like cellophane. This is such an abrupt turn.
Yeah.
Oh, she's lying.
through her teeth.
They didn't realize they scheduled a wedding for the day after her birthday. This
That sounds like something a mean sister, an evil sister would do.
yeah.
Yeah, the real tragedy is they forgot about her birthday whenever this was planned.
Well,
They forgot about it 6 months ago.
Yeah.
they're like, I just thought you wouldn't have a birthday this year because we were getting married. Best actor award goes to the dad so far, and they've given him the dramatic music too. How, how would he even know about Jake Ryan? Like, should he be scouting her school? Accurate.
It's kind of out of his character to be talking to her about this.
Yep.
right now. It doesn't really work. Maybe her mom.
Finally got what was coming to him.
Yep.
Well deserved.
She has such a weird argument for her dad. She's like, he doesn't know I exist. You should know who he is, Dad. Like, why should I know who he is? He doesn't know who you are.
Oh, the gossip's about to get good.
I give you nothing. I'm only giving you nothing because I want you to appreciate things. I love you more.
The old Tiger Woods strategy of parenting.
Dad just put a world of pressure on Jake, who doesn't even know her.
Yeah, he's like, you and Jake will be married forever. Don't worry about it.
That's such a forced in line.
What?
That's such a forced in line. Make sure
Yeah.
you know his pants. Like, that comes out of literally nowhere from a
I feel
character who
like
comes out
no
of
one's
nowhere.
dad has ever said that to their daughter. Ever. In the 80s.
That's a great line. That is accurate.
Yeah.
There are no heroes here.
Oh.
There are no heroes
Oh.
in this movie.
But there are villains.
What?
Plenty of villains.
And then we're supposed to be like, oh, he's not interested in her.
He handed him a napkin and he just threw it away without using it.
So he's like, I have her passed out and I would totally violate her, but she's kind of boring. Like, fuck you.
So if we're tracking the geek's progress, he gave advice and got underpants. Then he gave underpants and got a guy's girlfriend. Okay.
I want to find this man
So
and kick
he's a
his
freshman who's been drinking. I'm gonna give this drunk freshman
Okay, so Anthony Michael Hall is 10 leagues better at acting.
Oh
than
yeah.
Jake. And like it was so apparent just there. Oh my goodness.
I don't want to tip my hand, but Jake is the actor that I would switch out of this movie for Matt Dillon.
For sure.
Is it?
Jake, and we know how he feels about underpants. So Jake gives him a car to illegally drive so that he can deliver underpants in what is best described as Ferris Bueller's Day Off plot. It's somebody else's dad's car that you can't wreck.
Yes.
Have fun.
Yeah, what is have fun? It's so gross.
Weird.
That exchange is really good. Jake, is your dad a big man, about 6'4", very nice, is probably the best exchange Jake has all movie.
Yeah, that was his line. He really hit it.
Another banger song from the trailer. The classic line.
Love him, love him, love him.
Yeah,
So-
Donger's the best.
He's also in Weird Al's UHF.
Mm.
He's the host of Wheel of Fish. And this is also the movie License to Drive.
Right.
I like how he scooches closer to be like, "Are you gonna carry me out, good sir?"
Yep. That's the resolution of them knocking over the beer cans. Like, we don't see anything. Anthony Michael Hall's just under a table and they're in the trunk, and it's kind of it's an interesting resolution. Like, you feel like there might have been a scene in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely License to Drive.
It is.
Heather Graham instead of her, which is also probably an improvement.
Yeah. Wait, when did License to Drive come out?
87 or 88, maybe 89. And now they're just drinking while driving. And we knew how he felt about Fresh Breath. He thought that was like Tic Tac.
Yeah.
Don't be such a poop. Fourth wall break coming up. No, it isn't. It's getting
What?
passed out.
What? Wait, okay. Also, what was up with that? Why did he tell us that?
Well, because now that he's already shown them underpants, he's gonna go for photographic evidence.
Has he been breaking the fourth wall this whole time?
What'd
No,
you
I
say?
think that was the first time.
No, that was the only time. Yeah.
Weird. Weird choice.
I figured those would be the same thing. I was surprised how much of the movie relies on his charisma. Like there
The whole
aren't
plot kind of hinges on him.
well, none of the other kids his age are what I would call good actors, except for maybe John Cusack. In fact, it's just him and the grandparents trying to keep this together. You know what? Instead of 16 Candles, they could have called this Freshman 15, and it was a story of him. Same like.
Yeah, I feel like it's no longer Molly Ringwald's movie.
Right? It looks like a crime.
Horrible.
Memento.
He wakes up in the morning with just tattoos everywhere.
Yeah. He's sleeping soundly, knowing he's wrecked a house, a car, and his relationship. Her hair. And he did
His
it all for
reputation.
underpants.
Yeah.
Those grandparents' sleeping schedules, like the day before one of the biggest moments of their life. Yeah. What a guy. The cigarette work is great here.
She's done that before.
Yep. She heard that the dad might get the best actor award, and she's like, is best over actor still on the table? I like that he can't open the door. They were almost in sync.
Aw, they were almost like in a real relationship with one another.
Yeah. It's the
You
first
know?
one she's been in that hasn't been like with the other person's knowledge.
Yeah.
That's a loud scream. That cigarette is doing work.
Yeah.
Weddings in the 80s were like just, we're getting ready at home, going to the wedding, pack the
Great.
van up.
station wagon out.
We're gonna get eloped. Or what? Well, no. He said the next time we gotta get eloped. This is too much work.
This is too much work, yeah.
Next time you meet a guy and date him for 6 months, you better elope.
Great song though.
Yeah.
This scene here upcoming, this is my favorite scene from this movie. This is what I remember this movie from.
Oh, the donger need food.
That's, you know what? The Donger's the best character, man.
That's what I was so
Easily.
surprised. When you consider that no one else is able to act, it's a really limited cast. Like, I believed that he was drunk.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even believe Jake was a human being. There's your Chinaman?
That's what he said.
She said hold a mirror in front of his mouth.
I think they said he got pissed on them. Maybe he doesn't respond to claps well.
Grandma.
What the fuck?
See, he's not. He does terrible things. Like, he's the character who does terrible things and should be able to get away with it. And Jake is the character who does terrible things and should not be able to get away with it. But the roles are reversed.
This whole movie is really just like a take on justice.
Yeah.
Like, the wrong people are winning every time.
Jake was like, you have one job. Just make sure she doesn't wind up waking up in a parking lot. And not only do they wake up in a parking lot, he's got a retainer, so he was planning to sleep there.
Yeah.
Sober.
She's so old
Yeah.
compared to him. It's making me uncomfortable.
You own a church.
Ugh. What kind of beers are those? Paps?
Looks like a fake Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah.
So she remembers, but he doesn't?
She doesn't remember it.
Yeah.
So Jake just wanted a girl who wanted to be in a relationship. And she's like, you know what I just want? I just want to be in a relationship. Like, my problem was I was dating people who I was legally allowed to. I'm like, she's 21, and Anthony Michael Hall's a freshman. That puts him around 15. Like, I just need a younger guy. Ain't right. No gong. Couldn't figure out which one was the front door. Do you remember when... Wait, do you remember when Jake punches him?
No, I don't think they show that.
No, I don't remember.
I think that whole thing is off camera.
Yeah. They probably filmed it and were like, Jake is trash at acting. We
When he
can't
says
keep-
Samantha, it sounds like some meth. Get some meth. So we don't even know if he actually grabbed his nuts. It could have just been Jake going like, I gotta punch something.
Well, because we see him jump out of the tree at him, and then
Yeah.
it cuts away. So who knows how that all went down?
It was Oh Sexy Girlfriend, and then Jake couldn't act like punching. Like, it just, the actor didn't have it
Yeah.
in him.
Exactly.
Like, he'd go to punch and he'd just throw a kick. Oh, fuck. Also, was that the woman from Poltergeist?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
The psychic.
Zelda, right?
I think so. Carol Ann, isn't that the name of the girl in that?
Yeah. Caroline. That's Brian Doyle Murray.
Oh, what, the priest?
Yeah, I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Oh, she knows the lyrics too. So the moral of this movie is someone's gonna be drunk and acting drunk in every scene after 15 minutes.
I forget. Did they explain why she was like that?
She was
I
on
feel
her
like they said
period,
something
so
about
they
a
gave her muscle
muscle
relaxants.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. I gotta rest.
That's the relaxants, I'd bet. This is kind of a reverse Spaceballs, where the bride is constantly falling asleep. Grooming? That's the thing Jake wanted. Jake
Yeah,
ain't
but
even mad.
Jake
Not about the
wasn't.
wrecked car, not about the fact that he's making out with this girl, that he didn't drive her home or do anything he was supposed to. Like, oh, took her off my hands.
I like his response.
Like, this is a little bit gaslighting by Jake, right? Because he set her up to do this so that she could feel bad enough to break it off, so that he didn't have to do it. How bizarre. For the rest, hey, buy the rights.
That's funny. I played that song today at the gym.
No way.
Yeah.
You were
I did.
cruising down the freeway in the hot, hot sun?
I was.
Nice. I'm trying to remember the name of the band, and I don't want you to tell me, but I think it's 3 words. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll come to you.
Oh, good. Like Del Mar. I'm just picturing the music video and how they did all those different zooms and angles. That's all I can see in my head.
Yeah. It's not 3 words, it's 3 letters. And also, I'm a little bit taken aback by how much her character changed. Like, I'm confused about how quickly the characters change.
Yeah, there's no reason for them to change. They're just different people.
There's just too many round characters.
Like, the only thing we're sure of is that her little brother is an asshole. Like, that's the only thing they've established. And the
most
grandparents,
consistent plot point.
the 2 grandparents are adorable. The one grandparent is tells bad jokes, and the other grandparent has we'll say inappropriately interested. Not in terms of the intent, but in the subject matter that they
Even the adorable grandparents are exploiting the labor of a foreign
Yeah,
exchange student.
they might be like they're guilty of human rights violations.
Yeah. Then they were like, "You wrecked our car. How's he gonna pay that off?" Well, I'm gonna bet it's part of the indentured servitude that they had in mind anyway.
God,
They set this guy up.
never getting out of this country. Poor baby.
When they say of sound mind and body, that's really just it's really just a suggestion. She has a voice that reminds me of Jennifer Tilly's a little.
Yeah.
I might be thinking specifically of her character from Bride of Chucky.
Oh,
Everyone
Jennifer
drives
Tilly's
away,
character.
but Jake's like, I was just coming by the church to see my girlfriend make out with the guy I let my car do. And I figured, hey, you're at a wedding. Want a date? I do this all the time, but it's not a dramatic beat. Whenever anyone waves to me, I look behind, see if anyone's behind me because it's funny to me. But they're like, "Oh, this is gonna be the romantic moment." He's only got half a smile, but he's got a lot of it. No, I like coming to weddings. I feel like they told him he had to tilt his head to fit in camera frame. So
Oh.
much better if he's Matt Dillon.
Great.
She goes,
Oh my goodness.
and this is the resolution of the story. Dad looks at his other daughter, not going to the wedding reception. She goes, oh, Dad, I'm gonna go get some ass, okay? And her dad's like, go get him.
Yeah.
Go get him, Tiger.
There's two things this guy cares about: cars and women. He doesn't care if they get wrecked, like either one. Like, you're the second girlfriend I've had today. In Robin Hood, Men in Tights, it was Wesley finding the key to her underpants.
Yeah.
And now in this movie, it's him finding the underpants to get her keys into her house. This song is supported so much by its really quality soundtrack and a few key performances and moments. Because, like, The Breakfast Club aged badly.
Yeah.
It aged badly differently, though.
Yeah, this aged like milk sitting out in the sun on a hot day.
Yeah, that was not.
There's
I didn't like that. I
There-
mean, I enjoyed watching it with you guys, but
there's so much about the movie that I guess because I only watched it, I didn't watch it very young. I watched it maybe like 14 or 15 or 16, and I was like, oh, you know what? They probably can't do Long Duck Dong anymore. And I thought in my head, I'm like, that's probably what's gonna come. Like when I was watching it yesterday or whenever, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, Long Duck Dong is gonna be the worst part of this movie, but it's not.
It's not.
By the end, you almost forget. You're like, okay, they established this as a character trait in the '80s. Everyone said the word Chinaman, and it was just everywhere. And you're like, okay, it's kind of like when you go into Django, like there's a different verbiage for in like 1980s Illinois.
the whole thing made me super uncomfortable with the whole like passed out drunk girl.
The drunk
And-
girl.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
her name? Caroline? What was her name?
Yeah, I think it was Caroline.
Okay. That made me so uncomfortable that I kind of was like, what's worse, you know? And you can't really compare them because they're both just terrible. But like the insinuations of what happened to her are so messed up. And it was just like a funny plot device back
Yeah,
then.
it was like a throwaway gag. This
Yeah.
idea of like, oh, she passed out, and you know they had sex in the car or whatever. Yeah, that's weird.
And he was blacked out as well.
Well, when you're putting together like the terrible things that happen in the movie, and like, okay, well, everything that happens to her, they're like, you gotta understand, she invited these people over for a party, so she deserved to be taken out advantage
It's
of.
like we're supposed to feel like she's getting her
It's the
comeuppance,
revenge.
whatever. Yeah.
And literally over the course of the whole movie, you get like maybe one line from her, and the girl's peeping on her in a shower. Like that's pretty much her whole character.
And cutting her hair off.
Getting her hair cut off was like, by the time she has a second dialogue, she's drunk. Because she has the one thing with Jake, and then she's fucking hammered.
Yeah. And honestly, Jake was so horrible to her. So horrible to her. That I feel like this was a pattern. Like maybe this was a huge pattern in their relationship, and he was just abandoning her when she needed him the most. Like Jake is the villain, big time.
Well, I think that this is just an area of the country that only produces bad people. Like, this is like terrible high school. I don't know.
That's Illinois.
It's terrible high school Illinois. And it's like, even our geeks that we have to refer to them as geeks. Anyone who has any kind of redemption of a story arc, loser. Like, John Cusack's here to do two things. Take pictures.
Poozer.
Poozer. He's here to do two things. He's here to get either video or underwear proof of other people having sex. That's his existence.
Yes.
And
yeah, I stand by my there's no heroes here. It's a lot of, and you know, there was a part of me like before we watched this where I was just trying to think about the movie, where I was like, are they all bad because they're just like teenagers? And I'm like, no, they're just bad.
Like Molly Ringwald, like she ends up being the sympathetic character because she does the least terrible things. Like you're just like by the end, like, don't worry, Molly Ringwald just stole this girl's boyfriend. That's just,
but he's a predator.
That's the thing. His
28-year-old friend was like, "Hey, dude, no, she's a kid."
That's Stop why, dating the sophomore, dude.
When I was trying to figure out the 3 stars of the movie, I was like, well, Anthony Michael Hall is who the movie's about.
Yeah.
And
he really pulls everything together.
And so it's him. I think the grandma. I don't know if the grandpa's gonna get the 3rd spot because I think the 3rd spot has to go to Long Duck Dong.
Yeah,
I agree. And Joan Cusack.
That's the thing. I think that she had the best use of her time on screen, but they gave her so little time on screen.
Yeah. I agree.
She shines bright. Splitting wigs. I think that the girl who gets her hair cut or Molly Ringwald. I don't know.
Molly Ringwald.
Her hair didn't look real to me.
It was. Oh my gosh, it was totally real.
How dare you say that about her bangs that she wears in every movie?
Maybe I guess it's got to be the other one, the other hair then, because Jake doesn't have fake hair. Anthony Michael Hall has a real poof action. Like he has some poof.
Yeah, he's got some quality 80s hair.
I don't remember any of the grandparents having a particularly good wig.
No.
There was the one grandmother that had the cigarette. I think she had like
could be
big poofy gray hair.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the wig's going to the cut hair.
Yeah.
An award that would be won by this movie or someone like it. Most villains.
Like most villains. Just everybody in here. Just all bad. Just like, all bad from top to bottom.
Highest percentage of villainy. Like villain characters to good characters. Like they introduce you to the brother who you hate. The sister who's next to him, they give her one line and it's just how much she hates the brother. And you're like, oh, maybe they fight all the time. Like, no, that girl might be a genius. The best scene of the movie is probably when they discover Long Duck Dong on the lawn, could be. Like
That's a good one.
like
I
that,
love that one.
or even the scene in the car. Like the scene in the car, outside of the leg move, is the only point in the movie where someone does something kind of redeemable.
Yeah, when they're in the shop, that is kind of one of the iconic scenes of the movie.
Yeah.
It's
But
not my
yeah, like,
favorite, but it's probably the best technically like
remembered
movie
it.
scene.
Yeah.
The best line of the movie. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna beat Poozer.
Big lake. Yeah, I mean, Poozer's pretty up there. I mean, that's I had to look it up, so it is in Urban Dictionary, and it does say a loser who is a loser because he or she is a poser.
Oh,
Oh.
A boozer.
oh wow! I thought it was just Canadian. Some of my favorite lines were the donger needs food, and then the is your dad a big man about 6'4", very nice. That was the acting Jake did in the movie.
That's pretty good.
All of it. Then some bitch borrows my lunch money is a pretty good line.
That's a pretty good line too.
The whole
I think bitch borrows my lunch money is probably that's 10 out of 10.
The back and forth between her and her dad and him going, Mike is a dork. I liked that a lot. I like that line specifically a lot. We got $70 and we got a pair of girls' underpants. We're safe as kittens.
We're safe as kittens. I loved that line.
Loaning me the donger is a great line. We had Poozer. You're the one I want to bug. I thought was kind of the first like sweet thing that he said in the movie. I'm like, oh, it's not like making me sad to be watching this. And if it's okay with my dad, she's going home with me. I like that one a lot. Dong has only been in this country a short time. They just decided to call him by his last name. Dong or Donger. And I think that's aces. I like the word aces being used. I was like, the age the best. The scene in the gym where they're doing pull-ups.
And
Everything in that isn't the line said by Lou Ferrigno, I think worked. The whole scene of the wrestler picking him up and spinning him around while the dialogue's going on, that aged pretty good.
No, which scene aged the worst?
Yeah, that's
God.
Is it just all of them? Everything else?
Well, it depends, because like you could say things age bad on a dialogue level, or you could say they age bad on a human rights violation. Like sometimes they use words that they shouldn't use, but other times they do crimes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, the joke here is that we're gonna hit the gong every time he comes on the screen. You're like, oh, that's pretty terrible. And you're like, but the catch is he's the only character you're gonna look forward to seeing. So you hear the gong, and the gong is gonna save you from the rest of these movie characters.
It's like a Pavlovian response. You hear the gong, and you're like, finally a good character.
You're like, exactly. It's like,
yeah.
Oh, so they make you not only look forward to the gong, but you hear the gong, you're like, fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Thank God. They played like the turning Japanese when he was driving. I'm like, oh, 80s. Oh,
Yeah.
I would love to see the movie from his perspective, though.
It's a better movie.
That would be a great movie.
His relationship is one of the ones that seems like the most straightforward, but it's actually the most confusing. So Long Duck Dong goes to the dance, meets a girl, decides to exercise with her. She puts a hole in the ground. They never see each other again.
I think she's with him later.
Is she? Because I thought that
Yeah.
that was the last we got to see him. Because after that, he jumps out of the tree.
Oh yeah, actually yeah.
Yeah, and how does he get home? That's the other question. Is like, how does he end up back in the front lawn
Like
at the house?
if I'm comparing this to any movie in terms of how long it takes and what it feels like, it feels so much like Can't Hardly Wait, where there's the night of the party and then the next day is a reconciliation between everybody. And
But it's not as contained as Can't Hardly Wait.
well, Can't Hardly Wait, I think, does a better job of showing you what the characters are doing rather than just focus on one or two people. Even though one or two people are a lot of what's happening, they build the world a lot better. So it doesn't feel like people coming together. It's just you're watching a party happening. And I think that this hurts because from being if you're watching for Samantha and for the geeks stories, you get all of that. But anytime you question anything that happens in the movie, it's like, oh, we just didn't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing to suggest that the relationship between Jake and that girl are bad. He's just like, I wanna be with someone else. And she's like, I wanna be with somebody in the exact same way that Jake wants to be with somebody else. But we can't be together because there are two other characters who we need to be with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but is that the case though? Because so she has the line at the end about like, you know, I was really happy I got to wake up in your arms, which are already big red flag after everything that took place before that. But I think what's kind of crazy about it is then she also hits him with you were real wild last night. Like she was looking for, like, she's the party girl and he turned out to be this wild guy because he took the Rolls Royce and drove around town when he doesn't have a license and they were drinking and driving. Like, is that what she's looking for? She's looking for the party, or is she? I don't know. It's just it's a weird juxtaposition of her character.
They don't connect the dots between the party sufficiently at all for him, because it's assumed that they drank more in the back of that car after he left the photo shoot, I guess. And then with
the revenge porn.
Exactly. When Long Duck Dong jumps out of the tree, he wakes up the next morning and all of the other relationships in his life are done. Like, he doesn't talk to Molly Ringwald again. He doesn't talk to the girl he was dating. It's now just him and the grandparents on the lawn and him and Jake, who, I don't know. It's they don't seem to care about whether or not it makes sense. They were just like, we got to get this to 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I feel like the characters were so they were so outside of archetypical characters, like too far outside of the archetypes, and they would like make these character developments out of nowhere for random ass characters. Like, we don't care if the dad has a change of heart. Like, we don't care if I don't know. It was just too many characters like not following their character characteristics.
The main thing they set up in the first part of the movie is, okay, they forgot her 16th birthday. And they don't show anyone realizing it. They just show the after effects. They're like, "Hey,
yeah,
I forgot your birthday." They don't bother going through the realization. Like, there should have been a moment where they realize, but instead it's like, "Oopsie, I balked."
Yeah, like the Kevin moment in Home Alone.
Right. And I think that the realization is part of the payoff for them not realizing it in the beginning. Like, it's almost worse, where they just kind of gloss over it. It makes it feel less important.
Yeah.
They're like, this girl's really upset for her 16th birthday because all she wants is this other girl's boyfriend. And and she's like, I can't believe my whole family forgot my birthday. And then they skip to, time to apologize.
Yeah, it's so bizarre.
I don't think anyone actually says happy birthday to her all movie.
No, they're just like, sorry, we suck.
It was like, we missed it. Oopsie. And it's just two characters do it, and her little brother's like, "Oh, forgot your birthday, classic." And then he runs into the door, and I swear, him running into the door is my favorite part of the movie. When I rewatched it, I was looking forward to him hitting that door so much.
Yeah.
Are they good at their job?
What are their job?
So they don't do
Dad's
any
some sort of
studenting.
office worker, right?
Well, they don't do any studenting.
No.
Like they fill out a survey in class and they go to a school dance type thing.
The
It's
parents are really bad at their job.
Yeah, they don't remember anyone's vital information in their family.
They're letting their daughter marry that dude
After 6 months and not knowing him.
Their choice.
No, that guy was a gem. Okay, this is Italiaphobia. This is just. I'm sick of it.
Why does he got to be a gem?
No, like they never even met him. They've never met his parents.
That's why I'm telling you, this has got to be a shotgun wedding, and
Yeah,
that's why.
pregnant.
That's why, like,
probably the guy.
Somebody's pregnant for sure.
well, when she's going out there, she's on her period, so she took muscle relaxants. They tranked her up like they would one of the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, she's getting lippy. Better knock her out. Like,
we're getting through.
How come every guy in this movie seems to solve his problems by knocking out his conquest? Like,
yeah,
like, oh, I want your girlfriend, Jake. Well, luckily she's passed out.
That's 80s movies in a nutshell.
Yeah.
So I think Brian Doyle Murray is good at his job because it looked like the marriage went off without a hitch.
Like got through it.
Him and the organist, like they're the only two in this whole movie that are good at their job. The best food or drink moment, I think when he knocks over the beer cans.
Okay, I have a dissenting opinion on this one.
Oh yeah, where?
So I think the best food or drink moment for me, it's when Anthony Michael Hall is making 2 martinis.
Oh
to
yeah,
do his little spiel with Jake. I think that's so funny. Him just casually making a couple of martinis while there's like beer can, like the house is destroyed.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's such a classy touch to be like, I'm gonna make a couple of martinis. I got the olives on the toothpicks. It's pretty funny.
And the other nominee might be Joan Cusack at the water fountain.
Oh god, that's good too.
The double water fountain. That's like Cusack has virtually no lines in the movie, and I'm like, I remember everything she did.
Just nails it with the physical comedy.
It really does.
The weakest link of the film, that's Jake. I don't think that you can make a link weaker than Jake.
No.
Like he seemed like he was barely verbal.
We could AI this movie and put a new person in there and spread it around on the internet, and we would fully have one of those what is it called? Mandela effect. Where like people might see that and be like, yeah, that was always the person. Like it was always Matt Dillon.
I was trying to think.
I think it would have been so much better with Matt Dillon.
At first, I was like, "Oh, I could think of who would be bad." I'm like, "Oh, I just like Matt Dillon," and I was like, "No, wait, who's worse? Who would be worse in this movie? In his like, you could take anyone from The Breakfast Club, Emilio, Judd, Ali Sheedy. You could put anyone in Jake's position, and they do a much better job.
Yes.
Even the principal, I think, the janitor from Breakfast Club." I think you could put literally anyone into Jake's role, and it's a better job because he seems like he's. It seems like he thought he was going to get more takes than he did.
The janitor from Breakfast Club, isn't that actually the oily bohunk from this movie?
I think it is.
I think it is the same guy.
It is.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's definitely the same guy.
Wow.
I think
his name.
You couldn't put Macaulay Culkin because I think that he was only like 1 year old when this movie came out. But
John Capellas, yeah, it's the same guy.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I can't. I was like, if you put Tom Cruise, C. Thomas Howell, Ralph Macchio, like you could put anyone in this role, and you'd be like,
Yes.
oh, it just makes a better movie.
Ralph Macchio for sure.
Because this was prime Macchio time.
Yes.
Between 1985 or 1984 and 1989, he played a 28-year-old high school student, and that's exactly what they were looking for. So the worst scene of the film, you could go with one of the lines that has the slurs, but them explaining the indentured servitude is really.
Yeah.
That one does hit different.
No, I'm sorry. It's got to be the trading a woman for underpants. That's got to be the worst scene. Because even though he's got it with a nice martini, like the exchange of like, well, I got this girl.
Yeah, that is easily like two of the worst dudes having a bro moment together, and you're like, these guys should never talk. They're creating crimes like over martinis right now.
Well, that's the thing. He also knew, like, they weren't his underpants to give. He borrowed them. It was understood in the exchange. Like, if I borrowed your video game and I gave it to someone else for his girlfriend, you'd be like, why the fuck did you give away my video game? And what the hell are you doing with the person? Like, this is wrong on 2 levels. You're not even a good friend. Like, you gave me advice. I gave you underpants temporarily, and now you're just throwing them around?
Yeah, that is probably the worst scene. That back and forth where he's explaining it and he's trying to get out of it and he's just like, no, it's fine. I trust you. It's like, what?
I did not like that.
We're going to have a few martinis. I'm giving you my car, you without a license, to drive my girlfriend home. Hopefully you guys will hook up so she can break up with me because I don't have it in me to break up with her.
Yeah, that scene it's pretty gross.
The best double feature to pair this with: 16 Candles.
Ooh.
I feel like it always gets paired with Pretty in Pink.
Yeah,
but that's too obvious.
Yeah, I mean, does it have to be another John Hughes movie? Is that like
It could be anything.
I think 16 Candles and Mean Girls makes sense because it's a very it's very influenced by that kind of 80s coming of age story, and it kind of plays with the tropes. Like, I don't want to do not another teen movie because I thought that might be interesting to do 16 Candles in that, but you don't want to watch not another teen movie. Probably.
Nobody needs to see that.
I like the idea of high fidelity with this and thinking about that being the same universe.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good call. Yeah.
Cusack's are. And Joan Cusack's in it too, so you get both. Double Qs.
We really you're trading up for a better movie with better a better cast, really.
And the whole movie is about being a scumbag. Like, everybody in High Fidelity, you also probably shouldn't like, but you find a way to. It's kind of like the redemption. You're like Jack.
You're supposed to like more people in this movie, and you really shouldn't.
Yeah, like Jack Black is kind of insufferable, but by the end, you're like, oh, I'm glad he's happy. In this movie, you're like, oh, fuck, he's happy. The best pet name from the movie is probably Poozer.
Poozer.
I think Poozer's a great name for an animal.
Definitely Poozer.
The best prop, I'm gonna say the jockstrap because it got used in like 4 scenes.
That's true.
Got a lot of mileage.
And it had no purpose. There was no reason for it to be there. It just existed.
No reason. There was no reason to have it.
It's just a symbol of being a teenager.
It was either that or that exercise bike that they have where they do the cut to.
Yeah.
Because that exercise bike really needs to be that exercise bike for that visual to work.
It did. It had to be that exact one.
What happens after the movie? I'm pretty sure the cops come in.
I'm pretty sure everybody's going to jail, dude.
Everybody's going to jail.
I like waking up in your arms. Well, he's going to be behind bars, so
We'll be behind bars. It's going to be real difficult for a little while.
Best life lesson. Sometimes when people forget your birthday, it's honestly the least offensive thing about what happened.
There's a reason they forgot.
Like the most excusable thing that happens in this movie might be the I forgot your birthday because a wedding was the next day, compared to all the other things.
Yeah, never follow a geek that you barely know to a tertiary location and give him your panties. Just don't do it, girl. It's okay.
It's such an interesting development because he goes from advice for underpants, underpants for a car and a girl to drive home. They have the picture scene, which I don't even know why the picture scene happens. Like, why did they go there? Like, what did that do for the movie?
Yeah, I guess that kind of falls into like the what happens after, because they took these pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Who's seeing these pictures? Where are these pictures going?
Yeah.
But they also showed that they were terrible photographers and it's just his face. So like,
that's true.
Right. So there's no proof of it. It's like
clearly that wasn't the only picture they took, right? I mean, come on.
It seemed like the camera fell over, like she threw that thing and then the camera got knocked, and it felt like it was the only picture. Because that's like, you don't see him again until next morning, like him or her, until they wake up in the car together, and after that, apparently he's been drinking a lot.
Right. So apparently he gets wasted. They have sex.
He stopped at home for his headgear.
He did.
Or
yeah,
he had it
somehow had his headgear.
Yeah. How did he have it? Does he carry it on him, like just in case I'm going to be sleeping outside the house, better bring the headgear?
Yeah, like in his back pocket.
You know what's interesting? They had sex, and the sex was so good, neither one of them had a hangover or any symptoms of being drunk anymore.
See, I think it was implied that they didn't actually do it.
Oh, I wish, because she said she seemed to think that it did happen, and he didn't know. And I was like, I thought she was the one who was passed out.
I feel like neither of them knows, because they're like, she's like, I think I did.
Well,
yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I mean,
luckily they're both on the pill.
They're both on the pill. We did learn that. I'm wondering if like that was maybe like a way to sort of like she felt, I don't know if she felt bad for him or if this was like geek pity kind of deal.
Got it.
I think that setup works a lot better if he doesn't get the panties from Molly Ringwald. Like if there was another level, like that's kind of the life lesson that they would want to pay off, right? In the beginning, he's trying to impress his friends, but at the end, he does it because he actually likes the person.
Right.
But she's like, I'm going to give you a lot more credibility with your friend. And he's like, did I have fun? Not how was it? Did I have a good time? No interest in you.
Have a good time.
Did I enjoy it? I don't know about you. I think, were you there? Did you see me enjoying it?
Yeah, that whole scene is confusing and
uncomfortable.
Shitty. Yeah.
And it's acted by what felt like one of the oldest high school students in the movie. Not like Lou Ferrigno's son, but like similar. Like she was more Jake Ryan's age of 22.
Yeah.
So it felt like she bought alcohol for him to drink almost.
Yeah.
And that's maybe why like the kiss is like real awkward and weird. Like not only is Jake just driving through as it happens for their first kiss, it's not earned.
No.
I keep thinking about because we keep talking about like the Lou Ferrigno and sort of the old looking teenagers. I always come back to Pretty in Pink though, because Pretty in Pink is another one where it was just like, why does everyone look like they're 30 here?
Yeah.
Because you have James Spader, who has looked 30, I think, his entire life.
Yeah.
Even now he's much older. I still think he looks 30.
He does.
And then Andrew McCarthy is another one who's like, he's kind of always looked the same age for years.
I remember when I saw Stargate, I was like, oh, James Spader, it's old James Spader. And then in the 80s, I saw him like, oh, it's still old James Spader. Like he just has, he has this look to himself, like Niles from Frasier. I'm like, I couldn't imagine you as a kid.
Yes. I can't imagine Niles as a kid either. Or maybe, maybe he would be so cute as a kid.
Could be. I'm loading up the different movies. I think next week is going to be Friday the 13th. Because the original Friday the 13th came out on May 11th.
Awesome.
Also that week was The Natural, Short Circuit,
Ooh.
See No Evil, Hear No Evil, The Crow,
Ooh.
The Fifth Element, Deep Impact, The Mummy, and The New Guy.
Oh my God.
Wow. There's so many good ones in there.
You just named... that's such a good list.
I picked out movies that I watched a lot, and I would say more than average. So, like, I've seen Deep Impact way more than I've seen Armageddon, because
Me too. It was a better movie.
Yeah, and it was also, it felt more realistic. I know it shouldn't, but it felt like they cared about reality more. Michael Bay, okay. But the new guy,
just Michael Bay being Michael Bay.
The New Guy was like 2000 or 2001 or 2002, and I figured that movies I grew up with up through like 2002 seems like a fair.
Yeah, and I watched that movie a lot when I was maybe 13, like when it first came out.
I watched that bathing suit scene from that movie a lot when I was like,
oh my God.
When Hollywood
next
when Hollywood Video went out of business. Because a friend of mine worked there, so I bought 20 DVDs for $2 or something like that, and I piled a bunch of movies in there. I got like Friday After Next. I didn't get Friday because that wasn't there, and I didn't get Next Friday, so I watched Friday After Next way too much.
Can I confess? Can I confess something to you guys?
Go ahead.
I've never seen The New Guy.
It's DJ Quayle's.
It's really good.
I can picture the cover art for it because I think.
Yep, that's why I got it.
I could picture the cover art for it, but I never actually saw it. I know it's got DJ Qualls and Eliza Dushku, I think, is in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Eddie Griffin, a really good Eddie Griffin performance.
Really? Okay.
But I know that feeling of buying VHSs and then you just watch them over and over, even if they're not very good.
And like you were saying, I remember the DVD, like the cover of it.
Mm-hmm.
So when the local video store went out, I went through and I looked at all of these covers that I'd seen a million times. Like there was a horror movie called Monkey Shines, and I always remembered it because there was a stuffed animal monkey on the front on like a Jack in the Box kind of thing. Like they're just things that just stick out in your head. And I was going through there, and I'm like, is that DJ Quayle's on top of a mountain of people with a flag? He looks like my cousin Matt. So I put it in the bin. Fucking 20 cents.
Hell yeah.
But See No Evil, Hear No Evil. I've seen that more than any other Richard Pryor movie that's not The Toy or Brewster's Millions.
That's what's his face? Gene Wilder?
Yep.
Yeah. That's a good one.
The Crow.
What was the name of the guy who played in the original Crow movie?
Brandon Lee.
Brandon Lee. That's it.
I found that The Crow is a movie that I watched a lot and I thought looked really cool.
Yeah.
And I think that the soundtrack and the story itself propels it really well. I'd almost like to watch all of these movies as better movies than Friday the 13th. Like, honestly, out of all 9 movies I named, Friday the 13th is the worst, other than maybe The Natural, technically. Yeah.
No.
I do not like the original Friday the 13th much.
Oh,
out of the whole series,
God.
I consider it toward the bottom.
Shut your mouth.
I mean, you put it in the same listing as Deep Impact, though, so...
That's what I'm saying. Like, Deep Impact... you know I care about believability. I like my Kevin Bacon movies involving sandworms.
That's all Tremors.
Yeah.
Tremors is great.
Yes.
Like that's my favorite Kevin Bacon movie. You might like Footloose. I think he's been in other movies. Oh, Hollow Man.
We don't talk about Hollow Man.
That was a good one.
Man, Hollow Man was crazy.
Short Circuit is my second favorite Short Circuit movie. I love Michael McKean. Something fierce. And so Short Circuit 2, when he goes in there and he's got to have the laser on his thing that he goes to the bank vault, holding out for a hero. That's like brings a tear to my eye just thinking about it. When he's gonna get Oscar.
Yeah. Is it the second one where he meets up with the Latino gang and he's
Los Locos.
Like Los Locos. Los Locos kick your ass
into outer space. Hell yeah. It's so much of a better memory because I've watched the first one. Truly. But the second one was always on TV and the first one never seemed to be. So I don't have much Ali Sheedy or Gutenberg in my Johnny Five. It's a lot. It's a lot of Ben and a lot of Michael McKean. Fred. K.O. Durf. But Friday the 13th, because if we're going to do a Friday the 13th and you get an opportunity to do the first, you got to do the first.
Yeah, I think it's enough of a classic that I think it makes sense that you would want to hit that one.
And that movie, I know better than most. Well, of the other ones on that list, it's the one I've definitely seen more than any of the others, which is weird. Like I just said, I'm like, oh, I don't like it as much. But I've seen it more than them. That's just how much I like the other Friday the 13th movies.
But then again, there's always Deep Impact.
I disagree, but I get it. Deep Impact, I loved that movie. It was great.
And then Fifth Element, that's
that's one of my favorites of all time.
Such a good one.
I've seen Fifth Element more than Die Hard. I'm sure of it.
Yeah,
I actually have.
In fact, I'm trying to think of another Bruce Willis movie I've seen more than that, and I can't off the top of my head. It's weird that the first one coming to mind is like Striking Distance or one of those mid-90s ones that was always on TBS.
Mm-hmm.
You mean the whole 9 yards isn't in your top 3 of Bruce Willis movies?
So when I got those different DVDs, when the Hollywood Video was going out of business, I got the whole 10 yards because they didn't have the 9 yards.
Stop.
And that ruined the Yards series for me because it's not fun. Trying to think of another Bruce Willis movie that I might have seen as much as Fifth Element.
Yeah, no, for me, it's Fifth Element and Die Hard. Those are easily the top 2 I've seen the most number of times.
I saw a lot of Death Becomes Her.
Yes, me too.
So that's late 80s. It's a dark comedy. It's a fun one. Yeah, so that next week we'll do Friday the 13th.
Perfect.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna head to sleep actually, because I live that sleep early life.
I get you. I'm gonna
Big same.
I'm gonna head
And-
over to Smithtown
Yeah.
for a little bit.
Enjoy.
Enjoy Katie's.
Thank you for joining me on my 16 Candles journey. I look forward to never
Hey.
watching this movie again.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad y'all took this journey with me.
Hi,
It took all of us working together.
All right, take care, y'all.
Boozers.
Boozers out.
This is out. Have fun. Hope the audio quality was good. Work on it after the fact. 2 hours and 30 minutes. Not that bad. Okay.